Hello everyone, Praise Scooter here, and I interrupt your regularly scheduled Balan Wonderworld, thank goodness for all of us, to bring you, well, I guess now I'm making this a tradition at this point, where when the original Switch released, I did a week where it's basically like, hey, here is the system unboxing, which is today's video. Here is the flagship title for the launch. Here is an indie game that's launching on today's thing. I've got a couple of ideas for the last 2 days. Well, last day is usually the review and thoughts, so we're gonna work with that. Also, yes, you may cringe as much as you want. I have fallen down the rabbit hole. I don't care. Anyway, let's get on to the main event. Ta-da! The Nintendo Switch 2. It's not the family of systems, at least not yet. We'll probably get there at some point. So, this is not me trying, this is not a sponsored thing or anything like that, not in the slightest. I do want to mention though that much like the last time I got my Nintendo Switch, I actually ordered this from Walmart. Which, Walmart was like my last bastion of hope. Both times that the Nintendo Switch, this Nintendo's last 10 years of systems basically, has come into play. So, I don't know, I think Walmart may have won me over, but the other thing, and I know I'm rambling on with something. The other thing is, apparently Walmart just sent out chips and soda to everybody who ordered Nintendo Switch to them. They didn't announce they were doing this, they were just like, hey, y'all cool for ordering your Nintendo system through us? Have some chips and soda. I already drank the soda because they sold it as orange vanilla about 5 years ago, and I loved the hell out of that soda. It actually would have been closer to 8 years ago. 8 or 9 years ago now, actually, because that's when I used to drink soda like it was water and I had no other options. So, but yeah, the orange cream Coca-Cola. Delicious stuff. I know some people were like, oh, how can you drink out of a bottle? I have dumb taste buds. Anyway, enough me rambling. A lot of today's video will be rambling because I'm about 10 minutes falling asleep. A lot of things have been different in life since the last time I've done this stuff. And yeah, oh boy, I'm gonna have fun censoring that, aren't I? Let's just do it like this then, so I don't have to censor anymore. So, the box for this one actually is, from what I remember from the original Switch box, I threw out my original Switch box a while ago, but the box for the Nintendo Switch 2 box seems smaller overall. Then again, I also bought a Switch OLED box, and that thing was a little longer than this, about yay longer. So, well, you can see my computer mouse right there, and that's probably a good scale size of what you're looking at here. So let's hit my microphone arm apparently, but let's open that sucker up. And what we agreed with upon opening it is a control. This is heavy. That's a heavy sun gun. Hold on, I gotta look at this. Do you wanna look at that? And yes, actually for a change, I have semi-professional lighting instead of using desk lamps. I think I see how they're planning on doing that mouse functionality. That doesn't feel right still. That doesn't feel right. This is a mouse. But yes. The controllers are a little bit... I think the controllers are... Well, I don't have to speculate. I can literally pop one out. Oh yeah, the controllers are bigger. So the controllers are about 20% bigger, I'm going to say. Put it right on top, how about? My big old ham hand's not helping. Yeah, I'm going to say they're about 20% bigger, which is great for me and my ham hands. Though I have used the Switch 1. I don't know if we're going to call it the original Switch 1 at this point. I have used the original Switch 1 controller like this and played. This is a better grip for me and my big old man hands, but I kind of wish the thumbstick was a little lower. Maybe I'll just use the left Joy-Con for that. Also, I don't know if this is yeah, well, sorry, I'm just kind of like marveling at this in my hands. I don't know if no, I lost the topic. I was gonna say, oh wow, this is actually better. I think I would prefer to use the left Joy-Con if I would just use a Joy-Con. Excuse me. So, moving on. Let's get to the piece that is the whole. The Nintendo Switch system. Now, like I said about 5 times, I ordered mine from Walmart. So it's been handled very nicely. That is... You guys can get a good look at that, right? I realize I'm doing a terrible job of focusing everything. But you can see that, right? Like, it is sizable. That is a sizable upgrade to the screen. Like, I'm looking at my... I have an OLED just off camera here. Like... I wish I could, like... It's about a foot off camera, the Switch OLED, so... This is a sizable increase to the overall thing. And, I gotta test this on camera with you guys here, so... So it just clicks, and then there is a little... See if I can get you guys a good look at it here. Yeah, there's a little nubbin right here that you just push, pull, I push. It's gonna take a while to get used to. It didn't pop out as smoothly as they advertised, but like, it does just magnet right in. Actually, I'm gonna put them both on right now because I'm gonna pop them both on because that's actually a pretty strong magnet. Yeah, that's a fairly strong magnet, like, unless I'm going to break the system. I kind of like... I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's just because it's the black design. Excuse me. I don't know if it's just the black design of the system overall, or if that is, like, the overall design philosophy at the end of the day. But this feels like it's a much more rounded design compared to the original Switch. You can see my desktop wallpaper. Isn't that cool? This is I know I've got like 2 friends going, oh, Pog, One Piece. This feels like a much more rounded design compared to the original Switch, and coincidentally the OLED with everything connected. It feels a lot more seamlessly touched up on. I do like the overall thing, although it does feel a little heavier. Oh, we're not done with this yet, because I should probably go in here also. By the way, you can tell I don't do unboxing videos because I'm professional as hell. Ta-da. So, the system itself. I believe those are the speakers, or those are the vent fans on the bottom. Although I'm pretty sure with its design it can... No, that's the vent on top. I recognize CPU cooling vents anywhere. So, I should shove that right up in there so you can see it. Yes, that's the CPU cooling vent. That's the speakers on the bottom, which were on the bottom. And... How dust... Okay, that's something else. So there's this little... Oh, that's where it is. Okay. So there's your kickstand. It feels like it's... I don't know. It's kind of like reinforcement metal. So I don't think it's like an aluminum reinforcement there. So it's not super frail. But I feel like if I'm... I like how I'm holding it upside down, by the way. I feel like if I were to drop this like this... Like, just accidentally drop this, this would get bent and or snap. I'm also looking at this, like, realistically and pessimistically. This, for me, this will never be open unless I'm actually going to push it on a table. Unless I'm going to actually set it on a table and offer you a controller and we're going to play a game on it. Reflections are things, by the way. I don't mind showing my face. This is just, we're focusing on the product. We're not so much focusing on me right now. So, now another thing that I have to wait on, I'm awesome camera. That's the micro SD slot that's underneath the hinge for, that's underneath the kickstand hinge. So I would power the system on. Whatever, you can just see the reflection. I can move stuff around, but I don't remember what I've got underneath this. So we're going to leave it like this. So, yeah, I would power this on and kind of show what the power-up process is for this. But unfortunately, I don't have the micro SD express that's supposed to go inside of this. And I want that in the system because I'm going to transfer everything... Ow. I've got like a pinch nerve in my elbow. I'm going to transfer everything off of my OLED, which is currently has, like, you know, the last 8 years of Nintendo Switch gameplay. I'm going to transfer everything off of my OLED to my Switch 2, which, if it works like transferring from my Switch, my original Switch, my day one Switch to this OLED, I literally just have to have them within 5 feet of each other and plugged into a USB-C. And then just let them go to work. So, hopefully they'll just transfer between it. If not, If not, this is something I know I can do, and I'll tell you as well. So as you can see, I do have a micro SD card in my OLED. If you have the technology, you can actually just take your SD card, micro SD card, or SD card Express, put it into, I like to call it a camera, I guess. It's a camera hookup. It's a kind of camera memory card reading apparatus. Hook it up to that. Put it up, plug it into your computer in any fashion. Hopefully you have a computer of some kind you can do this with. My apologies if that's not the case. Plug it into your computer. Literally copy the files off of that. And then paste them onto your new SD card. I've done that a handful of times. So we're going to let the system sit there while we continue digging through the box. Now I'm very gingerly going through the box here. Because well, I guess I'd say for all my stuff, but no, that's not the case with my original Switch, my day one Switch that's currently probably in a landfill 15 years away. Okay, so underneath is health and safety guidelines. Basically, don't sit 3 inches from your television screen. If you're starting to feel like you have a seizure, stop, drop, and stop. Just stop. Underneath that is the HDMI cable. I'll keep HDMI cables around. I might just throw this to the dogs, for lack of a better term. Because HDMI cables come with everything you buy that has a screen output of some kind nowadays. So like I've got, even though I don't buy HDMI cables, I've got like 5 extra sitting around. 3 of them are this size. The Joy-Con strap. Now actually, I'm curious how this hooks up. I did this with the Switch one. Let me see if I can... Nope, that is the wrong side. Okay. Sort of works. So I did this... I know I did this with the Switch one unboxing, and I'm gonna keep these around. I'm just curious how they go on. There's no instructions. I didn't see any instructions anyway. Let me be smart and look at this. Okay, so... I'll hold up to the camera. So it looks like what's close to the strap is either anchor points. Oh, what if I put the plus to... My lights are on the low setting, by the way, and apparently still too bright. Let's see, I think you had it for a second there. The end that's farther away from my hand, there's a plus symbol on there. What if I lined up the plus to the plus? Like a smart person. Does it? Okay. So I'm going to do it again because I think I've just figured it out. So there's a little nubbin. There's a little nubbin at the bottom of the latch. So you just, again, I'm awesome at this. Don't do a box videos normally. You just pull it into this and push it down. That's it. And now the Joy-Con's ready to go in a much more comfortable grip. Oh, even more comfortable grip because I think this is a necessary part to have if you're going to use the mouse mode. That feels way better to use mouse mode, actually, with the strap on. Okay. I listened to myself back and realized words I said could be taken out of context. Can you find the out of context moment? The answer is yes. This is the internet. Everybody's got a first mind. And now you have your hint. Alright. So, Joy-Con straps, multicolor. I'm going to end up throwing these away. I'm going to just going to, you know what? I'm going to forget I have it, but I'm still going to put it in. I'm going to put that right back in the box. And this is going to look like a mess to you over here. It looks like a mess to me already, and I'm the one that's got to pick it up as soon as I turn off the recording. So yeah, 2 Joy-Con straps. I will more than likely be keeping these around, hanging them on something, because these are actually going to be really useful, especially if I play, what is that game? I don't think it's out yet, but Drag X Drive. Like, I'm interested in the game, and these are going to be very important for playing that game. I just looked at the camera, and I like how almost everybody, like at least from what I've got set up here, almost everybody on this playmat is like looking off to the distance over here, except for her. It looks like she's looking directly at you. Anyway, I won't bore you with my own brain rot because you're not here to get my brain here. Hold that. All right. That is an important thing. So this is probably going to sit off to the side for me. So the Switch 2 dock controller, and I keep putting it, okay, you know, give me this one. Give me blue. Give me blue. Okay. So when I originally bought my OG Switch, like I played through all. Well, I think I've told the story before. I played through all of Breath of the Wild on that with this setup, with just in the dock like this. That is actually nice. I'm only using one Joy-Con, I'm well aware, but that's actually, it's a much more vertical grip actually. Like I'm just pantomiming that they got the other controller here, of course. It's a much more vertical grip, if that makes sense. Like, because the controllers are bigger, top to bottom. It feels like a much more vertically spaced controller compared to the original Joy-Cons, which felt like just cramped. So like, I can play with this and actually feel a little more comfortable with my hands. But I also have a weird feeling that like, this is probably just a me old thing. I have a feeling that if I were to sit with this for too long and play for too long, I would start developing some kind of hand cramps or something. Then again, that's a me problem. I'm also the same guy who can't... Well, don't break your system when you've had it for like 10 minutes, dude. I'm also the same guy that can't play Kid Icarus Uprising on his 3DS, even a 3DS XL with the kickstand. I cannot play Kid Icarus Uprising for more than like 30 minutes without getting hand cramps. And this is still going back to when the game initially came out. That's going back to when the game initially launched on, you know, back in the day when it was hot and popping. I'm not talking about current day old man. This is back, you know, almost starting YouTube time, Scooter, where come on, where I had the ability to power brick. Sorry, I'm very tired, so I'm jumping topics really quickly. This is like when I started YouTube Scooter timeline, so like I was still young and spry. I could still do things. Keep. Remind the viewers that I am actually young and spry. What do you mean they don't bite? This sounds like more like George Takei and less like a terrible Billy West impersonation of some kind. So it looks like, oh, that is short. What is Nintendo? No. I mean, it's wireless, so I guess. But this is like a 3-foot cord, maybe 4. But I guess this is how we're doing power with this thing. Is they're just, I mean, I can just buy if it's really that big of a problem, I just can buy an extension cable. My plan though with power is I'm hoping that I can use my original Switch's power brick. Again, I'm pointing at it like you can see it's just off camera here. My hope is I can use my original Switch's power brick and hook up the new dock, which is going to be this last thing in here. I can use the new dock and with the old power brick, and everything will work fine. The thing with the original Switch that I point out to people that's kind of like, huh, never thought of it like that, and why I'm worried about this is like, this is the anti-piracy device. None of this on here. Sorry, force of habit. Force of habit for working with people in a hands-on job. This is not. This is nothing on here really stops like nothing can thwart capture. Sorry, thwart capture in some capacity, or nothing really thwarts capture. But nothing in here stops like, you know, someone from scraping data on the Switch and basically making a Switch 2 emulator. Yes, I said the forbidden E word. No, it's technically not illegal. As long as you do it yourself. Anyway, we won't get to semantics of that. But yeah, basically the thing that lets you even cast the image to a screen is an anti-piracy thing of some kind. And on the original Switch family systems, this little bugger is it. The power brick. Also, I just realized that is one of those power bricks that makes it awkward to plug into a power strip. Thank goodness I have one of those weird octopus power strips. Not wrong hand. I'll get it eventually. Not that octopus. Anyway, last but not least, the thing that you need to... Good lord, it's beefy. Its beef is strong. Ooh. I like this. Granted, I've got the OLED dock sitting on the side, so I've got a white OLED dock, and it's kind of throwing off the whole feng shui. But Like, I like this dock. It's very, like, again, it kind of goes with, ooh, my butterfingers. It's flimsy. It's very flimsy. It kind of goes with the whole idea of the Switch 2, where I feel like the whole design as a whole is more rounded. That is definitely the case with the dock. So they've shown specs, and I don't know if I can get you guys a view in there, see it well. So yeah, it's the design for basically saying, hey, you're going to go into TV mode is the same as with the original Switch, where there's the plate in there that gets depressed. We'll get it antidepressants, don't worry. Haha, jokes. It gets depressed in there. It exposes a USB-C cable, and then that plugs in. Now, the thing with it is, and this, okay, that's how it pops off. I'm trying to be very delicate. Okay. Okay. So that is how it's supposed to go. So it's a kind of a hinge close open on the bottom. So HDMI out, the AC adapter, the power adapter, and there's a LAN cable here. And there's 2 USB ports. I think... Hold on, let me look again. OLED. Okay, yes, okay. So my OLED dock is basically the exact same setup. You guys can't see this. My OLED dock is the exact same, like, set up there that you can see inside of there, except, oh no, that is USB-C. So yeah, it's the same setup inside here. Although, from what we were shown at the trailers, like, there is some kind of, like, additional video card or supplemental video power inside of here. So that's the thing. And then the other 2 USB ports on the side there. Let me look. I think they're just, yeah, they're 2.0s. Which, the only thing you're going to hook up to these more than likely is going to be, because you cannot use a, if you bought the camera, which I didn't, I'm kind of hoping something else I bought will fill in the void, or this. You cannot plug a video camera into these, because they're the one they want to use a USB-C for higher data transfer rates. So what you will more likely use these for is either, hey, I need to charge my phone, let me plug it into there, or you've got do I have it hanging off the side of my thing still, or did I put it away? No, it is still there. I just don't know where it went to. Or you use your Nintendo GameCube adapter and plug that sucker into these. But yeah, that's I'm gonna put it back together. I don't know if it's just because I'm tired and I'm getting a little hand grabby on things or what, but like, that is the second time I've been handling this dock, and I've like pushed on it, like, just with like a little more than like 2 pounds of force, and I felt it flex. There's more to it than with the original OLED dock, like, for structure, but I feel like I'm gonna break this also. Okay, I tried to pull up on it lately because I thought there's a, okay, there you go. Yeah, you can see that line by my thumb. I thought this came off because I thought there was a video that I guess the video was showing it set up like this in front of your TV. I thought like this came off the front and you could still dock it in here, but whatever. So yeah. Anyway, enough of me rambling. That is the Nintendo Switch 2. All of its parts. As I did a terrible job doing an unboxing video. This isn't my normal thing, so it's going to look like this. But at least, I hope you at least enjoyed the music going with it. So, as is right now, I don't have any like critiques of packaging, because it's just the packaging is what it comes in. I don't critique packaging of things. It's like, hey, here's thing. It comes in package. I get package. Cool. Me have thing. Yeah, I have nothing else profound. So, everyone, thank you for watching this inaugural video for this week of Switch 2, which is, as you can see down there below, is we're going to call it Switch 2 week. Come back tomorrow when we're really going to be here for what you all came for. I'll see you folks tomorrow. Take care.